God bless Mummy. God bless Daddy. God bless Nu. Amen.
Forgotten someone?
Who?
Keep thinking.
Me. I forgot to bless me. God bless me.
Well, one of the most beloved children's books of all time, certainly, in all of literature, is Winnie the Pooh. And now a movie has come along, Goodbye, Christopher Robin, that tells about the creation of that book, and it is a surprising story indeed. In fact, I never knew that Christopher Robin was a real kid, a real boy, actually the son of Winnie the Pooh author A.A. Milne. He put his son right in the middle of that book, and it caused some interesting problems for him later in life. This movie, Goodbye, Christopher Robin, examines not only the creation of that book, the family life and strife that was going on at the time of its writing, but also what happened afterwards, and it is surprising at every turn. Simon Curtis, who's done a lot of real-life stories and turned them into movies, from My Week with Marilyn, which is about Marilyn Monroe, played by Michelle Williams when she was making The Prince and the Showgirl, to Woman in Gold, a terrific film with Helen Mirren. This movie also taking its cue from real life, and maybe in England this is better known than it is here in America, but I have to say I was entertained and surprised at every turn of the way in this movie version. Domhnall Gleeson plays A.A. Milne. He's a World War I vet. He comes back from the war very shell-shocked and very anti-war. It's all he can basically talk about. He's a bit morose. He really is a writer with no inspiration to write. All he can think about is what happened during the war and how it affected him. He's married to Daphne. Daphne is played by Margot Robbie, and she loves the high society party life of London, the life they had before the war. She's very frustrated, keeps pushing her husband to write, to do what they did before, and to get out of his basic funk, as it were. They have a son, Christopher Robin. He's played by newcomer Will Teltson. He's terrific, by the way, this kid. Daphne decides she can't take it anymore, and she says she's leaving, going back to London until her husband gets his act together. And she's really not the most likable of people, but once she leaves, this becomes a father and son story, and that's when he discovers the inspiration for writing. That's when he discovers the inspiration for Winnie the Pooh, when he sees all of his son's stuffed toys all in a row, and they suddenly take on a life of their own.
The creatures in the story are toys. They're toys, but the woods are real, and the size is wrong. The bear should be smaller, size of a little brother.
There.
Yes. Yes, that's it.
Blue, are you writing a book? I thought we were just having fun.
We're writing a book and we're having fun.
I didn't know you could do both at the same time. You don't usually look like you're having fun while you're writing.
All of them become characters in this new book that he is suddenly inspired to write, and Christopher Robin becomes a character too, his real-life son. And that causes all sorts of problems when, who knew, this book becomes a literary sensation, the Harry Potter of its time. Suddenly, this young boy is besieged by paparazzi, people everywhere wanting to meet him, wanting to meet the real Christopher Robin. It basically destroys his childhood and his life. What turned out to be a nice idea, something he inspired, turns into something that he no longer just shares with his father, but with the whole world.
Who are you?
Oh, stay exactly like that. Lovely. Like a wood spirit.
Excuse me?
Oh, Brown. Mary Brown. The Times. Good heavens. You must be Nanny. As in Vespers. The nanny with the blue dressing gown. The one that God blesses.
I'd just as soon not, if you don't mind. Billy, come down. If you'd like to speak to Mr. Milne, please be so good as to telephone to him and make an appointment.
Oh, but I don't want to speak to Mr. Milne, you see. I want to speak to Christopher Robin.
This movie examines the dark side of instant celebrity, too, in surprising ways for what is essentially a family film. It's gorgeously made, by the way. This movie, beautifully photographed, great musical score from Carter Burwell, on and on and on in terms of the technical details. Simon Curtis has turned out another beautiful motion picture, I think, and something different for the whole family. Usually it's animated films that you have to recommend for families these days, but it's the rare live action movie, something that people, I think, will remember. And another great character in it is Olive, the nanny, also known as Nu, played wonderfully by Kelly MacDonald. She's the warm heart of the film, actually the true mother to Christopher Robin in a lot of ways. The cast could not be better, and the movie is a real treat for people who love really well-made British cinema. I say, go.